My content's for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content, put any errors you find in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. Alright, man. Let's get into it. Alright. Question is this: are you a Stephen or are you a Django? Before you get into your ego, who the fuck are you talking to? XYZ, this and that. I asked that for a reason. Bear with me before you pass judgment. Alright? I asked that question because I look at the condition of us on a collective level. And, I just, upon contemplation and analyzation of our collective condition, these are some of the things that I know to be factual. Some of the things that we can stand to take a look at, that will do nothing but benefit us collectively. All right. So, first thing is, man, I feel like we're in the condition we're in because of what we value. First off, before I even get into that, some of y'all might be thinking, well, what condition are we in? See, and if you ask that question, you're looking at things from an individualistic perspective. Collectively, there are tons of us that are doing well, individually. But the things I look at, see, I'm one of the kind of people that I look for the good in everything. I see the good in everything, and to a fault at times, especially in the past, I've given way more leeway than what I should have, in an attempt to see the good in folks. So, on a collective level, man, again, I make reference to it, semi-regularly, and that is on the world stage view. We ain't doing too good. We ain't got no power. You get what I'm saying? The only ones of us that do have power, we get that, and or we've gotten that through one of the gatekeepers of one of the many facets that they control and own. Entertainment, movies, that type of thing. So anyway, let me just get into it, man. Like I said, we're in the condition that we're in because of what we value. And I got, let me see, just 3 things that I want to touch on, that I feel as though if we were to take a look at it individually and do our part individually, it could help us collectively. Some might say I'm just being wishful with my thinking, but I'm also one of the kinds of people that I don't believe there's nothing that's impossible. If you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. If you can dream it, you can have it. So with that being said, one of the things that contribute to the condition we're in, and it's all 3 have one thing in common, and it's one of the things that we collectively value, meaning, you know, it's more of us that do than those of us that don't. You know, and that may not be accurate to some, but based on my observation and analyzation, as I said before, it's what I see, and that's all I can deal with. So, one thing is, you know, a lot of us value asserting superiority over our peers, i.e., people that look just like us. My question is, what are you getting from doing that? Honestly, help me understand. Make it make sense to me, you know, because, you know, I don't see no angle, depending on, I mean, regardless of how I try to look at it, how that's helping. You know, the ebb and flow of life, man. You're gonna be up, you're gonna be down, you're gonna be alright. You might take a little downfall, then you get back up again. You know, so, you know, at the end of the day, all that's superficial. And again, those are the things that we tend to, on a collective level, value. The superficialities of this life. You know, the problem with that is all things superficial can be gone today or tomorrow, and yet there you remain. So, you know, it'd be a good idea not to allow, you know, the superficialities of this life, of this third dimensional realm, to overwhelm you or to preoccupy your mind, your attention, your energy, and your actions. You know, because again, it can be gone today or tomorrow, and you'll still be here. You know, so you know, we may need and I say we. You know, I ain't pointing no fingers. It's about us. It ain't about me, I, or you. You know, this is, you know, and just a sidebar note. You know, I get on here, man, and I do these videos, man, because, you know, I care about shit. You know, and just the things that I think about and the way I see things, man, it's you know, it's to benefit everybody involved. You know, and the only way I could see that happening is if the collective consciousness is risen, as opposed to remaining stagnant or decreasing in vibratory rates. You know, I just did the second installment on the 50 universal laws that affect reality, man. You know, those things have more to do with the true reality than any of the shit that we learning from our oppressors or the conquerors or the usurpers. You know, whatever way you want to classify it, it's all true. You know, but, all right, so number 2, man. Another thing is, you know, I see a lot of people competing against one another instead of conglomerizing their efforts and resources to advance us collectively. You know, I've mentioned it before, and you've probably seen it, if not heard it. Look at the Mexican brothers and sisters, man. I can remember growing up on the West Side. You know, you might, you know, on any given day, you know, where you had a Mexican family live. And I say Mexican family, but you might have 10, you know, 8 to 10 individuals living there. All men. You know, but every day they up and out. On some job, doing something. They party together, they trick together, they get high together, they do everything together. You know, we just can't seem to get there. You know, and it ain't that it's not people that's willing to do it, but you have individuals, man, that, you know, y'all seen them, you know. They put on these facades like they this or they that, when in the core of who they a piece of shit. And like I told you before, it's only a few things that you can hide, but for so long. That's the sun, the moon, the stars, and the motherfucking truth. If it got to come out the pores of your skin, the way you feel truly for true in your heart, it's gonna come out. And no matter where you go or what you do, you're gonna have somebody similar to me, eyes wide open. And when it comes out, you'll be then validated what they were intuitively feeling and trying to talk themselves out of the conclusion of, yeah, this motherfucker, he doing this or he doing that or he feel this way or he feel that way or she feel that way. Nah, because you gonna slip. It's hard to keep up a facade 24/7. So this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. You know, and it's one of the reasons why certain organizations can't get right. You know, they worrying about who making more money than them. You know, he got 2 jobs. I want 2 jobs. I mean, come on, man. You know, it's so disheartening. I'm not even gonna say sad or none of that other stuff I could say. It's just disheartening, man. It's to see that, as much pride as some of us have in who and what we are and the lineage we come from, to on the other side of the coin see all of you know, the pettiness, the childish natures type of, behaviors, you know, the overinflated egos, the facades, the treachery, the deceit, the cunningness, the wanting to, sabotage the next man or woman, you know, to beat or try to, diminish or, destroy somebody's character just so you can feel good about your sickening ass self. This is the type of shit that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking about us. And, not to say that we all bad and it's all bad, but I'm saying this ain't about that. This is about pointing out the things that we need to take a look at. So okay. The next thing is I see us largely on a collective scale living based upon the adaptive customs of others instead of honoring our foremothers and forefathers. Now, I can hear some people saying, shit, what the fuck he talking about? Shit, I'm a Christian or I'm a Muslim or whatever the case, and I'm doing well. Okay. What's your definition of well? Have you forgotten that we are still prisoners of war? That we only exist in the capacity that they allow us to? You forgot about that, huh? But you're doing well. I give you that. But be able to expand this higher than the street lights. You know. I it's this is why I said, that these corporations, these large corporations and these big businesses, they nothing but the new plantations, man. You know, especially when, they're not, you know, and business is business. Commerce is commerce. Don't get it misconstrued. I mean, it's one thing that we haven't been taught, but it's a whole nother thing completely when, we're aware of or have been made aware of, yet we still continue, to remain still in the conditionary sense, in the conditional sense. I don't want to be making up new words and shit, but my opinion, my personal opinion, and we every time I give an opinion, I always got to throw this out there because we all got them, just like we all got assholes. But being as though I put the work in to have this platform, I'm gonna share mine. Those that don't honor their foremothers and forefathers, their progeny will reject them. I wonder if any of y'all ever heard that. I see again, man. When I get on here and do these videos, man, of course, likes, and subscribers and all that stuff is a part of the bottom line. But there are multiple things that are more important than that, and these are the things I try to consume, my time to bring to the channel. Things that really matter. Things that, are more deserving of anybody that, feels as though what I have to say and talk about is worth their time and attention. So I try to bring shit on here that's not, just entertaining. Yeah, of course we're gonna have our laugh or funny moments. I might crack a joke every now and again, and I'm a hilarious dude. I'm a hilarious guy, man, if I want to be, when I want to be. But, that ain't what this is all about. This is about, read, all you got to do is just read the description of the channel. Next time you watch a video, anybody, you watching. If you have yet to look at the description of this channel, please go and read it. Because that's what this is about. That's what it's about, man. Getting to that last point that I read. I don't see how us living based on the adoptive customs of others is going to help us get where we need to be when we lack the knowledge and wisdom of our ancestors. Our ancestors. The ones, you remember? The ones that fought, caught all the hell, got raped, slaughtered, babies fed to alligators and shit, put in human zoos and shit like that, burnt alive, hung in front of thousands, hundreds, so much so that they looked forward to it. These are the ones I'm talking about, bruh, sis. Remember them? Yeah, man. If nothing else, I feel that they deserve, each and every one of us to pay our homage to them. If nothing more than learning about who they were, who they are, because they're alive within us. not who they were. Because the true essence of any of us is a spiritual, it's an energetic thing. Even when this die, the essence is still around. You know, keep telling y'all, tap in. You know, it's that's the whole thing, man. It's like it's damn near like a smack in the face. All the shit that they did just for us to be here. You know, and no sooner than they left or was gone in the physical, we clung to the newest thing. You know, all the warriors, all the the predatorial, the skilled killers, that we have amongst us, man. You know, and that's just one aspect of it. All the intelligence, all of the you know talent, that we have amongst us, man. And the best we can do is, boss, what you got for me, boss? What can I do to get some money, boss? You know. That's why I salute everybody that's in business for themselves, man. Hats off to you. Brother, sister, whoever you are doing, whatever it is you're doing, man, hats off. Much respect, because, and again, man, this ain't no shot to nobody that's working a job. It's not about that. That's another thing. That the first thing we do because of the mindset that we've adopted is get combative. And what's the other word? Not just combative, but we get defensive. Soon as somebody say something, God damn it, if I ain't say your name, what you barking for? That shoe must fit your goddamn feet. But with that being said, man, now it's time to talk conflict resolution. Because I'm in the duality, man. I done talked about some of the issues I see that we plagued with. Now I'm going to talk about some of the opinionated resolutions that I've come up with, And again, man, this is just, me sharing information, sharing, my thoughts, my ideologies, and my logic. First thing I came up with was re-education, man. To include civics, financial literacy, linguistics, etymology, because without etymology, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Ask any adept. They'll confirm what I'm saying. And that's not just for the children, that's for us adults as well, because again, we weren't given the tools purposefully. So, being humble is going to have to play a part, because some of us need to be right alongside the children, learning these linguistic tools. Next thing I came up with is this. Relearning who we are, what we are. Becoming reacquainted with the knowledge, customs of those being referenced. Our ancestors. We need to get back acquainted with, who and what we are. Not who and what we were taught to be. That's largely responsible for all of the conditions that we face. on a collective level, family structured level, economic level, spiritual level, social classism level, everything across the board, you know. The next thing I came up with was giving back beliefs, customs, ways that aren't those of our ancient ancestors and that throughout history have proven themselves ineffective, non beneficial. Okay, what do you mean by that, Malik? Okay, let me get into that. Okay, there's a difference between knowing and believing, first of all. There's a difference between right knowledge and just a form of knowledge that has been passed. You know, right knowledge embodies and deals with particularly the sciences, astrology, astronomy, quantum physics, architecture, mathematics, all of these things, herbal medicines, you know, we could put the man. Listen, we could do some damage, you know, to this fake ass structure, that's dominant over us by doing one thing. And that one thing is this: stop indulging in it, stop supporting it, stop participating in it. You know, and for all you young brothers and sisters, the gangster culture, you know, if it's anything that's worthy of you indulging in that, that type of behavior, it should be, well, I feel, you know, that type of energy is, more deserving to be spent. For our benefit and forward movement, not our stagnation and extermination. We got enough people trying to, not trying. We got enough people that have been doing that for centuries. They've gotten so good at it that they don't even have to do it. Yeah, we had a spurt in the last, 4 or 5 years, 6 years of them, getting active with it, but they doing it in so many different ways, it's hard to count them. They don't need no help, is all I'm saying. That's it. The next thing, man, unification and solidarity. I don't know of a society that's been able to thrive and survive and see generations, without it. The shit that we, value, man, is it even of our own? The things that you value and that you've shaped and molded yourself around, where does it come from? Who does it come from? The next thing I came up with is begin utilizing the power we have to change any narrative that doesn't suit our endeavors. Yeah, we have power because we are not, I'm going to say that again, we are not the minority. And if anybody lied to you, let me be the first motherfucker to tell you, it's a fucking lie. And they feet stink. Yeah, We not the minority, never been the minority. And this ain't about me hating on anybody that don't look like me. This is just not about y'all right now. You know, that's all. You know, that is it. Um, there's plenty of things I could talk about that's going on that that we support that don't, you know, suit our endeavors. The first endeavor should be true freedom, to be unencumbered, you know, regardless of whatever currency, so called currency that's in play, you know. Well, again, no, let me retract that because that's a part of their structure, you know. And in order for true freedom to reign, then that has to be dismantled, you know. That whole control ethic, you know, because that's what it's all about, control. Oh, you don't think so? Okay. Anything you got to apply for. They want to know how loud the last fart was, what it smelt like, you know, when the last time you took a shit. They want to know too much shit, you know, and don't you for one second think that they don't have, you know, internal methodologies, you know, to stay up with, you know, facial recognition and, you know, COINTELPRO, how they, you know, in everybody's business, you know, recording things they ain't got no motherfucking business recording. They in everything that they ain't got a fucking business being in. National security, my ass. How the fuck you think that past civilizations, you know, did what they did? Somebody violate, be built to stand up underneath the violation. That's simple. You know? It's what it is. You know? Sometimes it calls for a motherfucker to get his blood shed. I'm not supporting that, but I'm just speaking reality based. You know? If it wasn't for this structure of civilization that we under and been under since 1861, what do you think was happening prior to that? You fuck up, that's your ass. That simple. Anyway, you know, I don't want to go delve too deep into it. I'm going to go ahead and keep it moving. The last and final thing that I came up with is to focus on our foundation. Well, what's the foundation, Malik? The African woman. You know what, you thought it was going to be something else? The African woman. Yeah. You ain't got to be born in Africa for Africa to be born in you. All right? The African womb man. Clean up her mind and spirit. The morals, image, and strength will follow. You know? The thing is, man, you know, and I know, you know, a lot of women ain't going to agree with this. I'm probably, you know, be a bunch of, you know, lame ass, you know, whatever the case. I'm cool. I got thick skin. I can stand up underneath for that. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to call me, fine. You know, in the, you know, it is what it is. But you know, that is who and what they attacked to gain, you know, to gain dominance You know, all you got to do is research your culture and see the roles that the African womb man played. You know, I said it on the previous video. You know, women, y'all the key. Because once y'all get back in order, you know, y'all gonna demand, you know, and you know, what was the word I used? Y'all gonna what's the word I used? Require, demand, and require certain things out of the African male. You know, this is why the uniformity and the synchronicity and the togetherness and the brotherhood and sisterhood and the camaraderie need to be re-implemented. You know, and again, these are just my thoughts. You know, but you know, it is what it is, man. But you know, at the end of the day, man, hopefully, you know, this video resonated with some folks, and some people were able to derive some value and or benefit from therefrom rather. And with that, man, I'm gonna have to catch y'all on the next one. Peace and blessings.